My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Alright, so lately video games have been getting blamed for everything. Old lady got a purse stolen, blame it on video games. Someone gets uppercutted on the bus, blame it on video games. These kids are playing too much Street Fighter. It's gotta be the video games. Blame it on 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 video games. It's gotta be the video games. Somehow. Some way. Anything that involves violence. Somehow video games are bought into why that happened. And it's mostly old people. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's every person you see or hear criticizing video games, they're always older. And I don't think that these people honestly understand what video games are all about. First off, you never hear the good side of games. You never hear that games can increase hand-eye coordination. You never hear that games can, make you actually think sometimes to solve something. You never hear that games reduce stress after you just had a terrible day. You never hear that games actually increase sportsmanship if you're playing online and you just, communicate with your team to win. You never hear about those stuff. You just hear that, someone got shot and it's because of Call of Duty. Like that's all you hear. And I don't think that the people that criticize games actually understand the whole aspect of gaming, if I should say, of that sort. Am I preaching today? Because I do feel like I am, but let's continue, okay? Now, video games, they are very, especially today, games are evolving. They're a lot more realistic, a lot more detailed. Now, when I was younger, I'd say that my mom was a responsible if I could say, gamer woman. She was one of those parents that if I wanted a game, now, like back in the day, I think I was like, how old was I? 9 or 10, back on PlayStation 1. I wanted a game called Dino Crisis. I'm not sure if anyone remembers that game, but it's made by Capcom. It's pretty much like Resident Evil, but instead of zombies, it's dinosaurs. And I wanted that game, so when you go to the counter and ask the guy, hey, can I get this game? And then he walks over to the displays where he has to unlock the thing to get the game. So he does that. My mom wants to see it. She looks at it. She reads the back. She's like, and so she see that there's guns and there's blood and there's stuff like that. And she really paid, when I was younger, my mom was one of those parents that she really paid attention to that rating that is on every single video game case. Either is rated E for everyone, rated T for teen, rated M for mature, and I think that's all the ratings. I'm not sure. But she was one of those parents, she really paid attention to that. If she's seen that a game was rated M for mature, she would make her decision based off of if she thought that I could handle it or not. I didn't get Dino Crisis because she didn't like the stuff that was in that game. But not all parents out there are like how my mom was when I was younger. Like, some parents have the mindset, if they get home from work or they're off, they don't want their kids bothering them 24/7. So what do they do? They buy little Billy his Xbox 360 and all his favorite games, and when they're home, they're like, you know what, Billy? Go in your room, close the door, lock it. Play games all day if you can. I don't care, just play games. Have a freaking blast, okay? Just do not bother me. And once that happens, once a kid, especially if this happens and these and you're like ages, when do kids really start to understand? Once you reach 7 and up and you're thrown into your room, given the chance to play games all day, saying just not to bother your parents, and you're playing games like Gears of War or Call of Duty, and these games are, especially Gears, wow, and games like God of War, Gears of War, any game that has violence, blood, guns, okay? And you're thrown into your room given the freedom to play games all day. And, you know, if you're younger, then it might have some effect on you, especially if they throw you into a room and you have online. Like, online is a completely different ball game when it comes to games. Now, I don't know if they still do this for online games, but back in the day, like last gen, anytime you signed online to play a game, it always had that thing that said your gameplay experience might change when you're online. And at first I never knew what that meant, but once mics are involved and you can hear other people around the world talking and you can talk to them, then if parents had their 7-year-old child in the room playing games all day like Gears, Call of Duty, games that have violence, and they have online, then I don't think video games can be blamed for, you know, if they even are the cause for things happening. You cannot blame video games. If anything, you have to blame it's the parents, because they're not responsible. You know, some parents out there aren't like how my mom are. You don't see parents saying, you see this? It's mature rated. You ain't get, like, you don't see that today. You know, they're just like, their kid wants this, they get it for them, leave me alone. And, you know, I don't think games can be blamed for violence. If anything, you have to blame the parents. You know, like I said, I'm not saying that, you know, gamers aren't influenced, but if you are, one, you shouldn't be playing games, and two, they're pretty much, I hope, they're real, like they're kids. Like, I don't hope a freaking 14-year-old is being influenced by playing freaking God of War or something. Like, I just hope not. But, you know, so that's just my whole take on video games and violence. I don't think it's video games' fault. It's not. Like, games honestly are good to play, you know, especially for me. Like, if I ain't play games, dude, if I didn't play video games, I don't know where I would be today. Honestly, I can tell you right now, if I never became such a fan of video games, I would have been out on the streets a lot more. I probably would have been smoking. I probably would have had like 3 babies right now. Probably would have got into a whole bunch of gangbanging, and trust me, I had my opportunities to do these things. But, you know, when people were outside doing whatever on the streets, I'm inside trying to get my kill-death ratio up. I mean, that was just me. So, but you never hear about the good side of gaming. You know, I think the media just tries to put such a bad image on gaming that's why you see and hear so much stories of why this happened, and that's not the case. That's just my take on video games and violence. Okay, now you guys can leave your thoughts or comments, but anyone who doesn't understand the whole aspect of gaming, you should pretty much just stop talking.